Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world show made for the fans by a fan. I am your host, as always, Richard Tiemann. This is the Fan Show. Happy Wednesday to all of you. It is one of our favorite days of the week, the halfway point hump day, or whatever it is that you do midway through the week. Maybe it's not even the midway through your week. Maybe today is your Monday. But either way, it is a fan show day, and that's always special, especially tonight, because I do have very special guests. I was supposed to have two. Oh, the damn flu bug. I was supposed to have Farouk on here, who we all know from BattleBots, The Noise on Universal Kids. Talented actor, does a lot of voice work. But he was going to come on because he's such a big Eagles fan. I had Chad on last week to hype up the championship game, and Farouk is flying oh so high. Fly, Farouk, fly. And I wanted to have him come down for a few minutes and just talk about how it feels to be going back to the Super Bowl and possibly winning their franchise's first. But like I said, illnesses, they get the best of us. I understand. I'll try to do it another time. Maybe he'll be feeling up to it tomorrow. I'll reach out. Tomorrow night, though, we do have Verlin Reed, the quarterback from the Salt Lake Screaming Eagles, now with the Arizona Rattlers. Probably a better home for him. And they are the reigning, defending, undisputed indoor football or United Bowl champions from 2017, looking to go back-to-back in 2018, and they have done so. As far as the roster moves they've made in the offseason, Verlin Reed, very talented quarterback. It'll be exciting to talk to him. No word yet on the court ruling for the West Michigan Ironman and Bloomington Edge. My thoughts on it, I've made pretty public. If you are friends with me on Facebook, you know my displeasement with this whole thing. Now, look, I'm not saying that the IFL is any more in the right than the CIF and vice versa, but I do think that, if you look at everything that transpired this offseason, things got so close with the merger talks, and people couldn't put egos aside, and so those all fell apart. And so now it seems like it's a bit of a tug-of-war, tit-for-tat kind of thing. The IFL was about to lose two teams in Sioux Falls and Wichita Falls and basically said, you either come back or you don't play. Well, Wichita Falls will not play. Sioux Falls did come back. And with this lawsuit against the from the CIF to West Michigan and Bloomington, it's not you come back or you don't play. It's just that we don't want you to play. Like, it's just that it's gone so far beyond anything as far as like what are you doing? Like what is the point of this? What are you looking to get out of this? Because Sioux Falls and Wichita Falls were going to leave the IFL to save on travel costs because the teams in the CIF are closer to them. Wichita Falls was the only Texas team in the IFL. Switching to the CIF meant that they would be one of like 3 or 4. And with Sioux Falls, they're the only South Dakota team. Switching would mean that they're one of 2, and they've got a few other close-by neighbors. So it was going to save them on travel costs. Logistically, it made sense. So it was, it was a move that made sense. Now, nobody likes to lose things to another thing, that's a competitor, and I understand that. So the IFL did what it did. But Sioux Falls is still going to play. I mean, Wichita Falls chose to do what they did, and that was close up shop. But Sioux Falls is going to play. No one's stopping them from playing. And so those players, those coaches, those fans get to enjoy football this season. With the CIF in this lawsuit, it's just like, well, if we can't have them, no one can. And that's what really bothers me about the whole thing is because it's not just you attacking a front office or a franchise. It's you attacking players and coaches. Whether or not you think and view it that way is whatever, but that's what it comes down to. If these teams don't get to play, then there will be a lot of players looking for teams, and rosters are already full. Those roster spots for those teams don't get dispersed amongst the other teams. They just vanish. So hopefully it gets sorted out, and we will have indoor football with West Michigan and Bloomington. So I'm pulling for those guys. I'm kind of soured on CIF right now. Not the players and coaches, but just more of the actions of the few, which is hurting the many. So with that, let's go ahead and take it into our headlines, which that's kind of part of the headlines, but we still got a great show for you tonight, so let's go ahead and get to it. And the headlines are that last night we had SmackDown Live, and it broke before SmackDown Live. I want to say like shortly after Raw 25. I didn't see the headline until the next morning, but Enzo Amore released due to rape allegations. Look, okay, whether or not he did it or not, this is something that doesn't surprise me about a guy whose character, and some people think that that's just really how he is that of kind of a scumbag. Like, he's a cocky, arrogant kind of guy, and I'm not saying that means that you're a rapist. I'm just saying that, like, the way that he carries himself would lead me to believe that he's a guy that probably thinks he could have any woman. So I don't know how much of his character on TV resonates with his actual personality in real life. A lot of people said that Straight to the Source with Corey Graves was pretty much as accurate a depiction of him outside the ring as you can get. And I tend to believe that because it was a very uncomfortable interview. And I know that these guys can act to an extent. They can't act that well unless you're The Rock. That's another story. So Enzo Amore, the realest one, is really gone. And he's going to have to go and be the best he can be in his future endeavors. And that was pretty much the news out of the sports entertainment world. Of course, The Rock with Jumanji, still the #1 movie in the world right now, so congratulations to him. Rampage is coming out, as well as Black Panther's coming out next month, and then, of course, we will have the Infinity War movie. Oh, that's going to be so good. Deadpool. Oh, it's a good time for movies. We're going to talk about those on the show. We are. Maybe see if we can get some movie experts. Let's see here. Oh, so Gronkowski suffered a concussion in that playoff game. He was not allowed to return. And let's see, the Patriots have confirmed tight end Rob Gronkowski suffered a concussion on Sunday. He would not practice today if there was one, because this is kind of their dead week. Let's see here. There's really just not a whole lot going on in the world of sports today. The players have showed up to the Pro Bowl. Looks like there's a pretty good lineup for both sides. Saints, Mark Ingram, Alvin Kamara, Todd Gurley for the NFC side as far as running backs go. Quarterbacks, you had Derek Carr, Alex Smith were there for the AFC side. So it'll be good. I mean, as good as a Pro Bowl can be. I'll still never forget probably one of the best fan show quotes of all time. My buddy Cameron Severance, who helped me come up with the idea for this crazy show, he was talking about the Pro Bowl and how we could make it better. And he said, I don't think that there is anything that you can do to really make it better. Because right now, if I tell my wife, hey, I'm going to go watch the Pro Bowl, she's going to look at me and be like, why? WWE is smart, though, because that's the day of their Royal Rumble. So they know that they're competing with the Pro Bowl. I mean, look, if they really wanted to see just where they sit in the realm of sports and entertainment, have WrestleMania be the day of the Super Bowl. Throw down, man. Lay it all out there. I'd love to see it someday. I really would. I think it would be fantastic. Browns officially named Todd Haley as their offensive coordinator, Amos Jones as the special teams coordinator, and Freddie Kitchens as the running backs and associate head coach. That was earlier this morning. Let's see if there's anything else here. It's just so slow right now with the Pro Bowl coming up. The Super Bowl, a lot of people talking about where the stories are going to be, and so many are going to focus on the Patriots, and probably in a negative light too, which it's to be had. That's the Patriots, right? We talked about it last night on the show, how there's so much controversy surrounding this team, and this year is going to be no different. They're going to kick over rocks. They're going to look for the dirt. And when it comes to the Eagles, I don't know what they're going to talk about with the Eagles. I really don't. And maybe that's for the best. Maybe that's good for the Eagles. We all know that teams going up against juggernaut teams like the Patriots kind of like to fly under the radar. They kind of like to be out of the spotlight so they can focus and come out and maybe shock the world. So maybe it's best for the Eagles that there's not a lot of storyline for them. Let's see here. Oh, Chris Long, you are the man. So Chris Long tweeted out earlier, yesterday actually, I missed it. The NFL is generously donating 100% of the proceeds from this underdog shirt to fund Philly schools. So, oh man, he caught ya. Oh, NFLshop.com, he caught ya. Good on him, though, and good on the NFL. I know that they kind of feel like they were probably forced into it, but this is a win-win. I'm not going to complain. I won't. I'm looking for beverage sponsors because on my desk here in the Fan Cave studio, I've got a nice little mini fridge, and it's not like a college dorm room mini fridge. It's like one of those kind of novelty desktop mini fridges you could fit depending on how and what size. So if I were to put the shelves back in, I could probably fit 3, 6, 9, or maybe 2, 4, 6, so like a 6-pack in there vertically or horizontally, and then vertically I could probably fit about 4 of the 20-ounce cans, So if there's anybody out there that wants to throw some beverages to go in my desktop mini fridge here for during the show, that'd be great. Right now I'm drinking iced tea, and there's nothing wrong with iced tea. In fact, Peace Tea has these giant cans, and they're delicious. I could probably fit about 4 of those in the mini fridge, but I got to keep reminding myself that I need to go to the store and pick some of those up. So if you know anyone that has a beverage out there that they're trying to get some more, maybe get a little notice, then have them, shoot them my way, because I'd love to try something new and have something that I can have at the ready here in the studio while I yap at you guys for an hour. The NFL Players Association investigation determined that Cam Newton was properly evaluated for a concussion, did not sustain a concussion, and protocol was followed. There will be no discipline. I call bullshit. I'm sorry, but any time that you have to question if they followed protocol, chances are they didn't follow protocol. Just saying. Like, the NFL and this concussion thing is such a red flag every time that it comes up. It's kind of like when you're watching something on the internet or on TV, you have a smart TV, right? And you're watching it from the internet, Netflix, Hulu, whatever, and it has to stop to buffer. Like that's what this concussion thing is. Everything's going fine. Everybody's enjoying themselves. Movie's good. Bam, stop abruptly in the middle, probably in the middle of like the most intense scene. And it's got the little wheel, that's turning, buffering, and you're just like, man, all that momentum just died. That's what the concussion thing in the NFL feels like. You're going along, everything's fine, refs maybe made a bad call or two, bam, concussion, protocol. Did they do it right? Probably not. I don't know. I don't really have a whole lot of answers. But we're going to have a roundtable discussion tonight. Looks like there's only going to be 3 of us, which is fine because last time there was 4. We went 90 minutes. But I think we'll get through what we need to. We'll record it tonight. I'll post it Friday. This will be our Royal Rumble special. I'm very excited. I'm going to have Peter Avalon, professional wrestler. You remember him. We talked about his squash match on SmackDown, him versus the Bludgeon Brothers. And then Shane Merriman, Wrestleaholic, he'll be on also. So maybe I can round up one more guy to partake, or maybe a girl, who knows. But for right now, though, that's going to bring us to the point where I'm going to hit a quick commercial break, and we'll be back with our guest of honor. You're going to know him, you're going to love him when he comes on, and he's going to love having a chance to say, I told you so. So don't go anywhere. We've got more of the Fan Show coming up after this.
This is The Sheet.
Gets me all revved up. My face is now red. My ears are just freaking boiling.
He's so raw that Sky hates it.
Yeah, he had 51 touchdowns, 4,900 total yards.
I know y'all like that, but I got to run. And only in Alabama that could happen, I have to say.
They're so good, man. They would win the Big Ten if they were in the Big Ten. Could be doing something vision-based in front of you and reach down and grab a handful of insane goodness.
Give it to him. Kudos. I'm clapping like a golfer. Very good, Johnny. I'm proud of you.
Wow, you guys agree on something again? I'm very impressed. You ever had a bad week? You know, just you walk outside, step in a puddle, like right when you walk outside. I mean, how's there a puddle right outside your house? Or you stand on the curb and somebody drives by and splashes water up on you? Or it's just raining on you, not anyone else?
I will tell you, before you go any further, I cannot hear Chad when he speaks.
Good. Here, listen to the sheet, man. I don't really know what we're doing.
Every Saturday morning, 8 to 10 a.m. right here on WBLZ Sports.
Whether it be your industrial, commercial, or residential needs, Gen Service is the electrical contractor for you. The Gen Service team has the expertise, commitment, and educational years to help you solve all your electrical concerns. They have you in their best interest with helpful suggestions to accommodate your every want. Give them a call, no matter the size of the job, at 740-438-7173. Mention WBLZ Sports, and you'll get a discount. That's Gen Service, 740-438-7173.
This is Nick Ficarelli, the mad scientist of sports. Join me and Dr. D, Derek Jones, live every Saturday night, 10 p.m. Eastern Time, 7 p.m. Pacific, for the Mad Scientist Sports Lab. The big intellect, the experiments on the chalkboard, and the guest subjects will be rolling in. Mad Scientist Sports Lab, only on WBLZ Sports, where we got balls.
Doug Peffer Painting and Pressure Washing. He has over 30 years of painting experience. He's interior, exterior, commercial, or residential. Doug Peffer covers it all. Is your house looking ugh? We'll call on Doug. Doug Peffer Painting and Pressure Washing, 404-966-3361. Mention WBLZ Sports and get a special We've Got Balls discount. That's Doug Peffer Painting and Pressure Washing, 404-966-3361.
Check out Thursday Night Tailgate, where NFL legends live on. We bring you 5 NFL legends every week, sharing their stories and insights, plus our spotlight on the positive. Hear which players are doing great things in their communities. Now on WBLZ Sports Talk Radio and WBLZSports.com.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am back, and a man who needs absolutely no introduction, but they give him one at every indoor game anyway. Here he is to gloat about his GOAT, Tom Brady. Nick Haag, welcome back, brother. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me.
Always a pleasure. I know that you love a good I told you so moment, and I made a not-so-popular bold prediction at the beginning of the season that said that the Patriots would miss the AFC Championship game. And just when I think you're not watching, there you are to let me know and remind me that I was dead wrong.
Hey, you gotta keep you on the toes. You know what I'm saying? I know sometimes it could be the time change or the difference. I know how that can be out on the West Coast. You get everything hours later, so it's understandable at times. So I just want to make sure I keep you on your toes and keep you level-headed.
Well, I appreciate it. It's definitely a very grounding feeling. It's good to have people like you out there to make sure that I'm kept in check. But here you are, Boston. The New England Patriots are going to their 10th Super Bowl. Part of me wants to ask, how you feel, if you were surprised, but I feel like this is almost an annual conversation you and I have now.
Yeah, again, for people around New England, it's, you get to watch Tom Brady every weekend. It's not always it's not a surprise, and just seeing the amount of work he puts in and the preparation he prepares for every year, along with the coaching staff they have and the organization as a whole. They run everything A1, and I guess the proof is in the pudding. And what they do works. So, I kind of think until it gets changed up, why would stuff change? Obviously bearing injury and all that stuff.
Now, a lot of the media tries to look for dirt wherever they can, and they try to come up with storylines when there seems to not be. Last week, going into that game, Tom Brady's hand, just how what percent is he at? Will he be able to play? He played.
Yeah, I didn't. Honestly, I turned off the TVs. You know what I mean? Because the stuff is it's unbelievable what the media will portray about people or stuff. Is said. So you can't really listen to that stuff. At the end of the day, if anybody, Tom Brady would have went out there legless at the end of the day if he had to get it done. That's just the competitor that he is. And I would say, at least 95% of the rest of the guys play professional football. I'd feel and hope they feel the same way. So to think that he wasn't going to play in that game because he had a cut on his hand was just crazy to me.
Yeah, he is one of the tougher QBs out there as far as he wants to play, he wants to compete, and I respect him for that. And one thing I clarified last night was that, it's not that I don't like Brady. I just, I have my opinions about people that feel like he is the greatest of all time, which, it's your interpretation of what that is. But Gronk got a concussion. He's going to be fine for the Super Bowl, but that was sort of I don't know if it's quite the level of like a panic moment for Patriots fans because you still have Belichick and Brady out there. They're going to adjust. They're going to figure it out, and they did. But you guys, so much of the focus of the Patriots at the beginning of this season was their backups because Tom Brady being 40, they didn't know, like, okay, is he as good as advertised or is time going to catch up with him? And then is Garoppolo or Brissett going to be the next guy up? Now, they got rid of both of those. We in San Francisco got Garoppolo, and then the Colts got Brissett, but now you have Hoyer, so I have to ask you a real question. Super Bowl time comes around. Tom Brady gets hit hard. He has to go through the concussion protocol. Do you trust Hoyer out there for however long that time is in the Super Bowl of all things?
I think that I think he's a professional. He goes about the game right way. I think he's had success, in different opportunities and stats. Obviously he's not going to be, Brady, obviously, or as keen as on a regular starter who's been in all 16 games. But I'm sure he could, he would step in. He would at least, and he's a good competitor, and there's a reason they brought him back if he wasn't, and they didn't feel that he could do, what they needed to do in a do or die situation. I'm sure they wouldn't have brought him back on board. The Patriots, they don't, if they're bringing you in, they're bringing you to use you. It's like when they picked up Harrison, people were saying, what is it? What are they bringing this guy in for? Like, what's this for? It's for publicity? What they're bringing him in for? They're bringing him in for to come here and dominate and play. And this is exactly what he's doing, And it's so that's they're not, the guys they have there in the system, they have them there for a reason, and that's just the way that organization runs.
Yeah, the Harrison thing was funny for people asking why they're bringing him in. They're bringing him in because he's James Harrison. I couldn't believe it. I honestly couldn't believe it. He had I think it was 14 snaps in Pittsburgh. I think he had 3 sacks, maybe 4 sacks or something like that. In 2 games he's already got 3 sacks for the Patriots, 2 strip sacks. But he's 39, so he's too old, quote unquote, too old. But he's still the strongest on the team and goes out there and dominates every week. So, again, you let the naysayers say what they got to say and other people. But when people just thought he was coming over just to, get some publicity and just stir up some stuff between them and Pittsburgh, it's like, come on, man, figure it out. So if Brady and the Patriots win Super Bowl Sunday, is that going to be the last time that we see Brady suit up? Like, what's left for him after that?
Oh, he's not going anywhere. Every year, everyone says this every year. Everyone says this every year. And I'm not saying it because I don't know him. I don't sit and talk to him and say, hey, what do you? But I listen to what he says. That's the difference. Nobody listens to what he says, and they listen to what other people say about him. It's like everyone, when people say it's like, well, how would you know? I don't know. I don't know that, but I know what he said, so I believe what he says because he tends to back up what he says. And he said, barring a severe injury, he's playing at least till he's 45. That came out of his mouth. So I'm not the one saying it. He said it. And he said if he's fine at that age and he can still do the job and continue, he will continue to play. So I'm not the one talking to him. I didn't say it, but if he says it, I'm going to listen to him. So he's not going anywhere. No way. He's had a great year. Look at it. Why would he? Why would he go anywhere? Like he says, why would he go? Every year it feels like he gets better and he's competing at a higher level. So why would he leave? That's what he. There's no reason to run from the game. There's no reason to go anywhere.
Yeah, everybody wants that storybook ending for everybody else, but what do they want? Like, do they want the storybook?
Well, yeah, everyone says that too about storybook endings. Like no athlete. No athlete's going out there saying to himself, to have there's no such thing as a storybook ending. Like, there's not a way to try to write off a better end. Like, everyone's like, well, the best is you want to win the championship and go out. Like, well, and then a guy will come back and they say, why did he come back? He didn't ruin his career. He didn't ruin nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is his job. This is his livelihood. This is what he's been doing his whole life. So for him not to come back because he wants to go out, winning and not thinking, okay, next year I'm not going to come. You think he's thinking an athlete and a competitor saying, yeah, nah, next year I'm gonna suck, so I'm not gonna come back. No, who's gonna? You know what I mean? No one says that. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you know what I mean? Again, you know what I mean? You don't quit the game quits you. Plenty of coaches have said that, and that's one of the things that has stuck to me. It's like, well, that's why when guys know when they can play and they still want to play, it's like the guy knows. You know who you can play. You can, you know what I mean? You can go like James Harrison. He knows. I don't care what anybody else. Everybody else, he can't play. He's 39. Oh, okay. All right. Again, like I said, people listen to the wrong crowd sometimes.
Well, speaking of the right crowd, I know that you're going to have a home one this season as you've made the switch from the IFL to the NAL. You're going to be playing in your backyard pretty much, and I just wanted to finally touch base with you on that. You were one of the first big signings and announcements when they announced the new expansion team, the Massachusetts Pirates. How did you feel about that?
Oh, I mean, it felt great. It felt awesome. You know what I mean? It's finally, I'm able to play, professional football back home. So that's, there's no greater feeling than that. Obviously, everywhere I've played, family and all my friends and loved ones have made the trip, and they've come out and seen me. But, obviously to be home now in front of everybody where they can come every single week and support and it's a chance for me to give back and right in front of my own community. I mean, it's very special. I played, high school football here, college football here. So to be able to play professional football now here, I mean, that's just a dream come true and a blessing. So, I'm very blessed. I'm humbled and ready to get after it this season and win a championship.
Yeah, there's a few new expansion teams. You guys are one of three, but the other two are going to be, there's Coach Billy Back coming from Wichita Falls. He's going to be head of the Cobras down in Carolina. You guys have the Jacksonville Sharks, who were last year's champions. So you guys certainly have what looks to be some new and some very good competition this year. You're going to be reunited with Amir Ishmael, your head coach now, and not just DC, and then, of course, best friend and bash brother, Pasquale Vacchio. So how does everything feel as far as on that end, being reunited with the guys that you know, trust, and believe in to lead this franchise through its inaugural season?
I mean, it's a blessing to always, continue to play with different guys that you've played at the pro level with. You always get to form a relationship, and you're at such an elite level that's you know a guy and what he's going to give to the game, and every play in and play out it's his job as well. So it's different. Everyone's approach now is it's their job. It's not where you don't give it your all the time. So knowing the guys that you get to play with and the guys coming in, I'm excited. I couldn't be happier. These guys are all dogs at the end of the day. The guys that get after it, and they get after the game the way I do, with passion and with the love of the game, and always putting others before themselves. And those are the type of teammates that I like to surround myself with and be with. So, I know the new guys they're going to be bringing in. I know those guys are going to be the same type of character guys, and that's just kind of how it reflects from coaching. Coaching Mir, that's his style. That's the way he likes to go about things. Character guys and guys who really want to be out there and just wreak havoc all over and just exert that energy 24/7 when it comes to the game. And then, obviously, with that being said, in all professional sports, you have guys you play 1 year with professionally, and the next year they're gone. And you see it, and guys. I mean, obviously, even in season. So there's some of these other teams. You see them. They're signing different guys that you played with, and some of your other, real close friends, best friends, family, and you got to go to war against them. And it's like, it's crazy because you start thinking to yourself, well, I was going to battle with him, and now I got to go against him. So it's just, it creates, a whole different insight and vision in the game.
Now, since the last time that you and Amir were on the same squad together as far as the Spokane Empire, he was your DC, that was your guys' inaugural season. Then he went, played overseas, and then got the head coaching job in Bloomington, and now he's going to be the head coach for you in Massachusetts. How far, in your eyes, has he come since that time as DC in Spokane to where he is now, back with you, and then, of course, being in Boston where there's a big sports market? Like, how far, like, was this something that was a long time coming, or has he made leaps and bounds as a head coach and in a coaching mind?
I mean, Coach Amir is a guy, you know, first time I ever met him was down in Cedar Rapids when I had signed, you know, down there. It was my first pro season, and, you know, here I am coming in it's the DC, and man, the way he taught me different things about the game and the way he went about, you know, his daily routine as far as his grind and all that. And, you know, this is a guy who's done it, you know, same way, you know, done at the high school level, done at the college level, done at the professional level, you know, been in the NFL. So you know, at this point, I hadn't been in the NFL at this point. So I'm looking at him like, wow, you know, I mean, this is an opportunity for me right here to be coached and to be around a guy who's a real student of the game and someone who obviously is you know, 1%, you know, elite athlete. And right away, I knew Coach Amir, you know, the type of coach he was and the style he was. I mean, what type of character he was going to bring, and I knew he was going to succeed, and he was going to, you know, honestly excel. And I personally think that it's taken him a little, you know, longer to get where he's at now. But nothing surprises me at all. You know, I mean, the steps he takes, you know, it's all foreshadow. It's all, you know, it's all the stuff that gives back to the game when you give to the game what you give to it. You know, and he's successful and he knows what he's doing, and his style of coaching, style of play is what you want on a championship team. So I was thrilled and psyched to know that, you know, not only is he going to be, you know, my DC again, but he's also going to be the head coach of this organization, and he's going to run this team, you know, the right way. And you know, he works really hard and he puts in all the hours that he needs to put in, and he does all the little things, behind the scene things that a lot of extra coaches and guys, they don't do. A lot of coaches don't do a lot of things with guys, and you know, help out in all different areas and have that player relationship with the coach that you can have that sometimes is tough at a professional level. And he understands it, and because you know, he's lived that life, he's been through it, so he understands, you know, the different things that can be thrown at your way and the hard times that come with the business. And so when you have a coach like that, you get to sit down with him, and it makes things a lot easier, and you know, and you respect him so much more, you know, for it, because you know, he's been right there with you.
Yeah, absolutely. You guys have grown a lot together, and I definitely look forward to see what the Pirates bring to the table as far as the indoor game. National Arena League, it's going to be very competitive. My last question for you then is that this is the second time, at least to my knowledge, that you've been part of an expansion team on its inaugural season. So with this team, with this being in your backyard in Massachusetts and having all of your friends, family, colleagues, former, you know, teammates and stuff like that in the area, just how special and important is this season to you to bring football back to Boston like this, and to play in front of all those people that you've had such a hand in the community and everything else with?
I mean, absolutely. Like I said, you know, it doesn't get more special than this. I mean, it definitely fills up my heart. You know, I value obviously, you know, the people that have been with me from the beginning more than anything in life, and you know, to be able to share, you know, every moment I've had with them, and then now to be able to do it, you know, right in front of their eyes, you know, at a consistency every few weekends, or every, you know, back-to-back weekends, whatever it is, the 8 games to be at home, and you know, so on with the playoffs. It's, you know, like I said, it's something that you dream of, and now I've already just building up the relationship with, you know, with people of you know, you get to give back to them, to, you know, and what you feel like you bring best. So, you know, this is my best tool. This is my best craft. This is something that God has, you know, truly blessed me with as a gift to be able to play professional football. And, you know, you get to bring that back, and you get to give that to the people and to all the kids around. And, you know, anybody who's, like I said, who's been around this journey from day one, and, you know, anybody else who's come a part of it, you know, it's it's awesome to be able to do that right in front of their eyes, and I couldn't be more happy, and to be able to do it, like I said, with the teammates I'm going to be doing it with, and the coaching staff, and the ownership is just, I mean, it's awesome, man. It's like I said, it's a dream come true, and I couldn't be happier to be a part of this.
Have they officially offered your dad the contract for the mascot of that team?
I mean, that's honestly, that really could work out. And I just said, I definitely got to, get in someone's ear about that. But, with my dad, that too, it's just, obviously with my parents, my mom and my dad, I wouldn't be anywhere without them too. And, they've been, with me the longest in my sports journey, obviously, from everything when I'm a kid. So, and they never miss games. And, like I said, professionally, they've got to come to, a game on each team I've ever been a part of. But unfortunately, they don't get to come all the time, just all over the country. So to be able to play in front of them again and have them, right there every single game, and, the joy that brings to you too, it's, those two are my heroes. So it's, it means everything to be able to do that in front of them all the time,
It's going to be a special season for you, no doubt, and I couldn't be happier that you found a new home, and it happens to be very close to home. So I appreciate you stopping by the show, keeping me in check like I know that you do so well. And, of course, you guys there in Massachusetts, the Pirates, are one of my stops on the tour this year. So, man, I cannot wait to see you guys and watch you go out there and do your thing.
I absolutely look forward to when you're down, and make sure, set the alarm a little ahead time, get up on the East Coast time.
All right, sounds good, man. Well, you take care, and tell everybody I said hi, and I'll talk to you a little later, and I'll see you in Boston.
Hey, absolutely, again, and spread the love and send the love down to Spokane. Tell everybody down there, I miss them, and I think of everybody, everyone down there is family. That will never change, in fact. So, tell everybody down there I send my best, say hi, God bless everybody, and go Pirates.
All right, I will, man. You take care, and best of luck to your Patriots in 2 weeks.
Hey, I appreciate it. I'll be talking to you soon. Thanks again,
All right, sounds good, man. Take care.
All right, God bless. Bye.
Once again, that was Nick Haag, member of the new Massachusetts Pirates. Always fun to talk to him. What did he say? Well, no, this is but what did he say? You got to listen to what they say. Because they're the ones talking about it. I can't speak for them, but they can speak for themselves. Oh, man. Never a dull moment with Nick Haag. So with that, then, we're going to go to a quick commercial break. We're going to come back. We're going to wrap this thing up. And then a little short while later, we're going to record our Royal Rumble Roundtable special. You can hear that Friday. Don't forget, there will be a brand new episode tomorrow night as well. Talk some more indoor football. So we're going to come back. We're going to wrap this up, and we're going to wish you the best on your Wednesday evening. So we've got more of The Fan Show after this. You're listening to The Fan Show, your home for all things football and nonsense. My special guest tonight, Farouk. Farouk, welcome.
He's no expert, but here's the thing. Football and nonsense is what he brings. Sports talk with a twist. It's The Fan Show.
Do you know him as Kevin from the League? It is none other than very funny Steve Ranazisi.
99% of the population doesn't know who I am, but the 1% do. They yell and scream inappropriate things at me in public.
Kyle Ray. Kyle, welcome.
And I was like, wow, I think we just saw the whole Super Bowl, Phyllis. It's like that scene in The Simpsons, like, why rent the movie? I just saw the best part.
Funny man Brad Williams.
Yeah, I'm here. No, I flew in just for your podcast. I've heard about this podcast. I've heard it's fantastic.
It's Mac and Farva, but they are my special guests tonight. Steve Lemmy, Kevin Heffernan.
I was in Mexico for 10 weeks in a Speedo. Like, that was me going to work. I was putting on a Speedo.
Farva is the most fun to play, and it was a blast to do that again, to do Farva again.
So then the makeup artist had to put Vaseline on your body, right?
Yeah.
And then put the powdered sugar on top of that. Is your name really Richard Siemens?
Listen live every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday night on Spreaker.com, or subscribe to the podcast on iTunes and SoundCloud. Oh, that commercial brings back memories. In fact, if you saw it, in case you missed it, Sunday, although it was Championship Sunday, was also the 1-year anniversary since I interviewed the gentlemen from Super Troopers, the guys you may know as Mac and Farva, but they were Steve Lemmy and Kevin Heffernan, and their Super Troopers 2 trailer dropped last week. It looks hilarious. Oh my goodness, I cannot wait. The last time a Super Troopers movie came out, I was in high school, and I feel like I'm in high school all over again. Of course, I will be starting school again for hopefully the last time Monday, January 29th. That is this coming Monday for my bachelor's degree. Bachelor of Science for Sportscasting. I will be one of the first to go through the Dan Patrick School of Sportscasting at Full Sail University. Very excited about this opportunity. Very nervous, but very excited because I was on the honor roll for my associates in business and management, and then finished like 0.2 or something shy of actually getting the honor cords for graduation. And it was kind of one of those things where, you know, I didn't I didn't try my hardest in high school, and then come graduation, I'm looking back at what I'd done the last 3 years, 4 years, and I'm just like, did I have fun? I did. I did have fun. Met some amazing people. There were laughs, there were tears, there was all of the above. But, you know, like, what did I get out of it? Experience, sure. Maybe a girlfriend I thought I'd spend the rest of my life with. Who knows? But, you know, I'm watching people graduate at graduation with cords and tassels and all these different things on their robes, and I just really felt like I missed out on the bigger picture, you know? Like, it was something that while I was having fun in band, and I did, we competed, we were very good, and we traveled a lot every year, and I got to do that. But for the rest of the year, like, what was I doing? I don't know. But you can't force someone to live in the moment. You can't force someone to do what you think is going to make them whole at the end of the day. So when I went to school for my associates in business, I took it serious. This was something that I wanted to do. And then to fall just shy of getting the honor cords and a few extra bells and whistles at graduation really upset me, because I thought I was making up for what I had missed out on in high school, which was not taking things serious enough when it came to the academics. I'm not like saying that I was a flunky. There was a few D's here, several C's, and then a lot of B's, you know, but very few A's as well. I never failed a class. It just came dangerously close, and that was classes like math and chemistry. But hands-on stuff was always fun. Always had a blast with, shop class, computer, graphic design, pottery even. So I was an artsy kid, and I liked it, and now I host a show, and it's my business, and I went to school to run a business, and now I'm going to go back to be the best at what I do for my business that I can, and that is to be a sportscaster. So my goal is to kick ass and take names for the next however many years, and to be part of the first of this program is a great honor. And I want to finish top of my class. I want all the bells and whistles. I want to be down in Orlando, walking across that stage, and everyone know my name. So that's what I'm getting set for to start next week, man. It's going to be a long journey. It's going to be an incredible journey, I hope. And that's what happens next Monday. Nothing's changing for the F.A.N show. I will still be here every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. The time should still be the same. There might be a slight alteration on that, but we'll know more once I get into the full swing of my school schedule. One of the things that Full Sail emphasizes is your time management and making sure that you treat this like a job and that you give yourself enough time throughout the day to complete your work and make it. And I'm taking this like, yeah, you got it. Let's do it. Boom. So next week, that starts, and I will keep you guys updated as the journey goes along. You guys will kind of be going through school with me. How about that? There's something that doesn't happen every day. So while I go through the Dan Patrick School of Sportscasting at Full Sail University as part of the inaugural class, you guys will be along the journey with me because I'm going to tell you all about it. That'll be fun. That'll be good. That'll be good now that I think about it. I'm happy about that. Oh, and then the Fan Show Tour starts at the end of next month, February 24th. I will fly from here to Phoenix to see the season opener with the rematch of last year's United Bowl, Sioux Falls Storm, and the Arizona Rattlers. Very excited about them. Then, the next stop, I will go to Iowa for their home opener. Get to see my boys at the Well, the Barnstormers. It's going to be a lot of fun. The Fan Show Tour this year is going to be something else. I tell you, the plans that I've made for it, the people that I've talked about it with, they're just like, oh, that's going to be awesome. And I'm like, I know. It's going to be fun. And I know that nothing ever goes according to plan, and that there is no such thing as like the perfect whatever, the perfect show or the perfect game or what have you. But I'm going to do my best. I really am. I'm putting my best foot forward. I'm going to tour and go to school and work, and I'm going to be overwhelmed. Sleep when you're dead, man. I guess that's my motto now. So the roundtable, I'm going to record here in about 40 minutes with 3 friends of mine, and that should be a great conversation, great discussion. And then we will post that Friday. You guys can enjoy that. Then tomorrow, more talk on the Indoor Football League. Of course, we will have more to talk about as far as if there's any headlines pertaining to the Super Bowl or the Pro Bowl. We'll probably have one more final thought on the Royal Rumble, so that should be fun too. But other than that, though, it's going to be a good time. Don't forget, last night's episode was a special one, the girls from Hell's Bells. I had that conversation with them after their show Friday at the Knitting Factory. Great conversation. Very interesting insights as far as tribute bands, musicians, and being all women in the same group and what that takes. So it was an interview that may not be the most fan show-esque, but was certainly a lot of fun, and I thank them for being up for doing that. And looking forward to a lot more. 2017, like as far as my list of guests and overall since the show has started, 2017 was a fantastic year. I mean, it started out January with the guys from Super Troopers, and then September rolls around, and I get Charlotte Flair on from WWE. I mean, my goodness. I covered so many events, did my first tour. So the bar has been set, and it has been very set for me and for the Fan Show for 2018. But the good thing about me, or I guess the thing, here's the thing about me and this show, is that while other people are sitting at their keyboard talking about it, I'm out there doing it. And there's a lot of people that seem to have some grievances with me or some disagreements with me about my show and whatever, and they're not doing what I'm doing. They feel entitled, like they should be media for the Super Bowl or whatever because they had one special guest on their show. But it's like, what events have you been credentialed to? Oh, that's right, you haven't, because you don't go out and you don't do it. And what makes you so special? Oh yeah, nothing, because you're not putting in the legwork to get where you need to go. And I do. And I don't feel like that's a tooting my own horn thing. I feel like that's dropping cold hard truth. Because there's some people out there that think that they're miles ahead of me and so much better than me. And the truth is that they're not. Because everything that I have told you that I would do, I've done. And a lot of stuff that I did, I never even told you because I didn't know it was going to happen. I just put it out there, and it came back, and the rest was history. But there are people out there that will tell you that they had credentials for the Los Angeles Rams their first year, and then, oh, no, something got screwed up, and I don't really. Or the people that will say that they were going to go to the draft last year, and, oh, something got screwed up with my finances and the IRS, and I can't go. And, it is what it is. There's people that are batting 1,000 and saying they're going to do something and then failing to do it. And then there's me who, I'll tell you what I'm going to do, and I do it. And the rest is like, I just keep my head down and grind away. So don't forget, you can follow the Fan Show on all major social media platforms. I almost said Twitter. But Twitter, which is @FanShowOfficial. Then, of course, there is the Instagram and Snapchat pages, The Fan Show. Facebook.com/FanShowOfficial, and the YouTube page. Thank you to all that have subscribed over the weekend. I really appreciate it. Elephant Gun Riot certainly loves the love you're giving them as well. And we're going to keep on moving onward and upward with the Fan Show. We'll have a great new lineup of guests next week. But for this week, we've got one more live show tomorrow night. Same Fan Show time, same Fan Show place. And then the Royal Rumble Roundtable Special Friday probably will be posted at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific. So I want to thank all of you guys again. Shout out to Undisputed Belts. Looks like I'm going to get a new belt from them. Very excited about it. They are your hookup for your belt needs. I saw a batch of belts that they just made, and they are getting better every single day. And I'm very happy to have good friends like them that want to hook me up for fantasy seasons and my winners of the Fan Show, Fan Nation, Fantasy Football League, and things like that. So go check them out. Of course, UndisputedBelts.com, at UndisputedBelts, as far as the handles for Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And then if you need to order a belt, email them, support@UndisputedBelts.com. If you need to get a hold of me, go ahead and email me, richard@thefanshow.com, or you can tweet at me. Those are the best forms to get my attention. Or you can shoot me a message through the Facebook page. And then your home base for all things football and nonsense is thefanshow.com. So we're going to wrap things up a few minutes early here. Thank you, everyone who tuned in. I do appreciate it. So until next time, ladies and gentlemen, best of luck to you and yours. Go Niners, and remember, of course, it's all fun and games until you butt fumble. Good night!
Do you remember the time that Mark Sanchez ran into his own player's blood? That was funny sports.
Thank you for having me on the show, man. I love the Fan Show.